Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. It's Keto Granny. Today is Tuesday. And as far as exercise, I'm going to be walking this morning. I'm going to walk around the lake. I'll share that with you. I was trying to decide what lake I want to walk around because there are two um, that I like to go to a lot and walk. So I'm gonna make up my mind and then I'll share that with you. But I hope that you're up this morning getting ready to get you some exercise. All right. A lot of you may have already gotten your exercise in because a lot of people are early risers. Let me put some light on here because I noticed that my camera keeps going in and out, and this may help a little bit. So this is my new hairstyle. I went and had a lady braid my hair for me. Um, and what I did was put it up in the back, and then I just type of hair that she used. I braided a braid this morning and just added it on the back. So I kind of like the way that this looks. And I tell you, I am all gray, and I don't like dyeing my hair. Um, I've heard of henna before. Of course, I've heard of henna before, and I think I've used it once, way back in. Whew, like 19 something. I used a henna and I dyed my hair like this plum color on the top. And I like that, but I wasn't able to find it when I went back to that same store to replace it. So I never used it again. But now I'm learning about henna and how I can use it on my hair, my gray hair, and it'll color it in different stuff. And I have taken my kids like to different fairs and stuff in Seattle where I know they have used the henna dye and different types of dyes when they wanted those tattoos. I think they were henna tattoos. I'm not for sure. Maybe somebody here will know what I'm talking about. But I think they were henna tattoos, and my daughter, she used to always want to get a tattoo. So after she got older and got over 18, she did. She got her some tattoos after she got grown, but I wouldn't let her have them while she was younger. They would go to the little children fairs and they um, paint on them. And then the one place that she went to that did a henna, I think it was a henna tattoo. But anyhow, I'm not one of those that are often the tattoos are into pain. I remember one time I was going to try to do a tattoo myself, and the way we were going to do it, that's bad to say, but the kids, we got an eraser, a pencil eraser, and it was like if you wanted, I was going to put Linda. And so you just erased your skin a little bit. Isn't that crazy? Some of the things we do as youngsters. So it doesn't surprise me some of the things the children that they do today. And then I want to say yes, it does because they can do some really crazy stuff. I've been seeing different crazy stuff that they say are different challenges, and I always talk to my grandchildren and tell them not to, you know, pay attention to those things where they challenge each other to do different stuff. And mine have been pretty well good about that different stuff. So I'm very grateful for that. But how are you all doing this morning? I hope that you're having a great, wonderful day, a great Tuesday. And it's holiday. It's the holiday is going to be here. July the 4th is Thursday. Today is the first. Wait. Yeah, today is the first. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I guess it's going to be Friday. I had looked at my phone and I thought it said that. So Friday is going to be July 4th. If you do have plans, make sure that you leave early. If you're traveling, take your time because the roads are going to be crowded. Let's see here. Let me look at my calendar still because I had just planned it in my head but I know it should be Friday. the 4th. So I got to make sure I got some other things set up right because I based it on the 4th of July. Okay, it's right. It's correct. But anyhow, today I'm just going to be talking as far as what I'm sharing this morning because I'm going to go walking, so I'm going to save my energy mainly for that because I want to walk quite a ways when I go out today. And I really want to pick a different spot, somewhere different to walk. Yeah, somewhere different to walk. But let me see. Thank you for joining me. Um, I had some really pretty good meals. And I went ahead and I made my salad, y'all. I made my salad where I put my condiments, put my vegetables or whatever I was eating, and I made a salad in a jar, and it tasted so good. I have one more left in the refrigerator, and I'm going to use that to break my fast today, along with some more protein. So I've got to decide what protein that I want to have with that this morning. What type of protein I want to have with that when I get ready to break my fast. I've been concentrating on, I don't say cutting my hours in my eating window is what I mainly focused on this week. Cutting my hours in my eating window so that way I can put my 2 meals into 1 meal, which is what I would be doing for this week, is doing some OMAD days. We're going to do at least 2 OMAD days. It may be closer to the end of the week, but and then just see what I need to do from there, because this is the month that I'm supposed to make up my mind as to what I want to do as far as if I want to try a GLP-1. Now, I've been doing a lot of research on this as far as GLP-1s and people using them at my age. And I know I see a lot of women who are using the GLP-1s, and they are my age. The ones that, you know, are sharing their stories, they are having success, is what I'm saying. They're having success as far as using the GLP-1s. Now, as far as me making up my mind as if this is something that I want to do, I, for myself, have to take a lot of things into consideration. Um, I was reading about as far as the GLP-1s, where they talk about when the people lose their weight, what does the extra skin go? I forgot what it's called. I believe I wrote it down, but they say that the extra skin just kind of sinks down to the bottom of their legs. Now I don't remember exactly what this was called, but I did write it down because it's like one of the side effects that they people have that are using the GLP-1s. So I follow people who are using GLP-1s, and I have friends and people who use the GLP-1s. Um, so I haven't yet been able to ask a lot of questions. But what I am going to do, I'm getting this information together, and I want to share with you. So a lot of things, some things concern me, and there are things that I want to address before I actually start using the medication. So I'm going to make it closer to the end of the month because I changed and tweaked a few things in my diet just to see if I can get that scale moving a little faster or whatever. But I'm one. That was one of the side effects that some women had. Also, some had problems with, I don't know if it's called gastroparesis. They had problems with the gastrointestinal tract, with it slowing down, different things like that. And to me, I have enough um, concerns that I want to make sure that I know about some of the side effects, some of the things that can happen before I actually decide to jump on the bandwagon. Now, I see a lot of people, they are having great success using the GLP-1s. But then I also run into different channels on YouTube where someone will say, okay, make your own Ozempic. I saw that this morning, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and watch that video so that I can see what are they talking about? Make your own Ozempic. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, is this special formula they're gonna give you to mix up or what? You know, um, I was listening to a video. I guess that was just a little bit ago before I got out of bed, but they were talking about GLP-1s. At first, I guess they were used for diabetes, some diabetes, controlling diabetes, um, and then they found out that people were losing weight, and so then, of course, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon as far as using these medications um, for weight loss. And like I said, and from what I've seen, people are having great results from this. But let me see if I can find what I was talking about, because you see, I have a lot of notes. I've always got a lot of notes and different stuff that I kind of keep, and I just write stuff down in my little book here. And basically, what I'm concentrating on for myself is metabolic confusion, also causing metabolic confusion in my body, so that I can keep my body guessing as to what I'm going to do. I tell you what, I can cause metabolic confusion for myself. Keep myself guessing. That's just a joke. But anyhow, let's see. I really wish that I could find those notes this morning. But what does this say? That's something that I want to do a video on, that's going to give you a lot of information, because I need this information for myself. I want to make sure I'm making a good decision for myself as far as using the GLP-1s. Now, I am pre-diabetic, so I know that does qualify me for using the GLP-1s. But then I look at it, like I said, I want to find out what are the results for women who have used it, especially at my age, at the age of 70. What are some of the side effects as far as what I want to say, some of the side effects as far as what to expect um, from that. And I know they have different ones. Um, the Wegovy, there's the Mounjaro, there's the, what's that, Ozempic, just a whole bunch of different options that are available from what I'm seeing. And I have an appointment to talk with, well, a nutritionist for one day this week, and then, this month. And then also, I need to speak back with my doctor again in regard to the GLP-1s and everything, because I have more questions that I want to ask her also. So let's see. Like I said, I'm going to be walking today outside. And the more I look at this, I kind of can get used to this hairstyle. I can add in a few more things to it. I told myself I'm going to add in a little bit more hair and different stuff to it today. And I actually do like this. I like the neat tight look. I like the neat look. So what are you doing? What are you doing today as far as exercise? I mean, what are you doing as far as exercise? Are you going to be walking on your walking pad? I got my walking pad vibration plate. What are you going to be doing? I want to get outside in the sunlight. So I'm going to get out there before it gets too hot today. Now, today we're supposed to only get up to the 80s. And if so, that's good because I think it may already be in the 80s outside. But I know it was in the 70s. It was like 74, 75 earlier. And I've been in the house, that's probably about an hour ago. And it doesn't take long to get hot here at all. So I keep looking down because I have like the camera in one area, it's kind of a new area, and then I have my laptop in a different area. So I keep trying to have a habit of having the two right behind each other. So this is a different spot. But I was looking up some information as far as foods that suppress your appetite, and they're supposed to be slimming superfoods. And they're supposed to, if you eat these foods, you can have the effects of having a GLP-1 injection, is what they said. Said you won't need the injection if you eat some of these foods, include these foods in your diet. So these are, I think what I was looking at was like 13 foods. Leafy greens. Now I eat a lot of leafy greens already, but I do try um, to have a lot of some carnivore days sometimes. So on those days, I won't eat a lot of leafy greens. But these are the ones that you should eat, and I know that they are good. Arugula. Arugula is very, very good for you. Bitter greens. Now I tried some bitter greens about a month and a half ago, and that's what they actually said on the label with bitter greens. I went to the store, which is a market that we have in the area, and I hadn't really been in there shopping, but I shop there now mostly on the regular. And they had something called bitter greens, and he was letting customers taste it, and I tasted them and I like it because I was over there picking up my leafy greens and the vegetables that I wanted for the day. And so I bought a package or a container of the bitter greens, and I use those bitter greens with my arugula, with my leafy greens, with my salads. And then at times I just ate the bitter greens by themselves, like a snack, because that was how he introduced them to me in the store. So I eat them like that also. So now when I go to the store, if they have bitter greens that I want, or I see different brands or different types of bitter greens, I would usually try and get me some bitter greens and mix that in with my salad. I did go to the store yesterday and I picked up salad, everything for the salad, and I made my like I said, I made my salad in the jar, my cucumber salad. It was, oh, I tell you, that was so good. And I have one more in the refrigerator that I'm going to be using for breaking my fast this morning. Let's see. I want to make sure of what I'm getting here because yesterday I had gotten a text that said, that they couldn't hear me and different stuff. But I hadn't checked my phone or anything, so I didn't know until it was over. And I hate doing a video where I'm just really, really talking and can't be heard on the other end. So if you can't hear me, please let me know if you cannot hear me. Number two was nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are full of fat and fiber. Now I eat a lot of pecans. That pecans, whatever you want to call them. That's my favorite nut by choice that I like to eat. But I know pecans they're supposed to be higher in calories, but there are a lot of nuts and seeds that are high in calories. It says coconuts, um, chia seeds. So I went and bought me some chia seeds, and I like to make chia pudding. And you can use your chia seeds in just about anything. I actually started to put a few chia seeds in my cucumber salad yesterday, but I changed my mind on that. since it was my first time making the cucumber and salad in a jar. Um, Also, what's good is cacao, unsweetened chocolate. Now, what I have in the kitchen now, what I used to get was the baker's chocolate. I would get the baker's chocolate because it was unsweetened. I believe it was about it's either 80%, but it's a high percentage of chocolate that's just pure unsweetened chocolate, the baker's chocolate. And that's what I nibbled on was the baker's chocolate. And then when I make my different dishes, when I do my chocolate dipped strawberries, I use the baker's chocolate for that also. And you can put a little bit of a sweetener in there, but just be careful of the one that you use because it can give it a more bitter taste, depending on the one that you use. I haven't made chocolate covered strawberries in a while, so but I do remember that one time I made them, I didn't like the way my chocolate tastes, and it was based upon what I had used as far as the sweetener. Lemons. Use lemons daily if you can. Use them. I like to put them in my water, which is what I have to go in the kitchen and do is make me some lemon water and cucumber water this morning. Put that in the refrigerator so that I can have that available. Now, when I'm drinking my lemon and my cucumber water, it helps a lot, y'all, with the puffiness under my eyes. It helps a lot with the puffiness under my eyes. And I haven't been drinking it. And so to me, I see a little bit of puffiness. I have been eating some cucumbers, but it works much better if you drink cucumber water. At least it does for me. And like I said, I put the cucumbers and the lemon in there, and every now and then I add some orange slices. Avocados. I'm trying to have an avocado a day. I did buy avocado and I put it in my cucumber salad. Very, very good addition. And also, I eat an avocado. I just slice it up, put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on it, and eat it just like that. Or I mash it up sometimes and add in a little bit of salsa to it. That's a good way to eat it also. And then I like my avocado toast, which I'll have a keto bread available, and that way I'll toast that in my kasuri, and then I will add, like I said, some mashed avocado on top of there with maybe a little salsa or something added to it, and that's my breakfast. That's a meal. Number five is broccoli and cucumber, and it's good if you can add more of these into your diet. Like I said, if you are fasting and you have to have something to eat, you can actually snack on these during the time that you're fasting because there are almost no calories for the cucumbers. I know you can with the cucumbers, and I got that from someone. Said, it's dirty fasting. You can actually eat some cucumbers, you know, in a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Yeah, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and it won't break your fast. Grass-fed beef and grass-fed collagen. Make sure that you're skipping processed meats. If you can, make sure that you're skipping processed meats. Now, for me, now I eat processed meat sometimes because sometimes I feel like if I need a little bit more sodium and I know I've kept it out a lot, I will eat something that's low sodium. I try to get something that's low sodium, like a hot link or a mild link or something to that nature. I like to have pepperoni sometimes, like the pizzas, and I've been craving a pizza, so I've got to get the stuff to make myself a keto pizza, and I use like tortillas for that. Today I'm going to make some a cottage cheese wrap, but I'm going to make it like a bread, and I'm going to use that for the base for my pizza and build me a keto pizza today and have that, cook it in the oven, see how it turns out because I've never made it with the cottage cheese as the base for that. Fish and fish oil, omega-3 fats, and it's talking about the EPA and the DEA. It says if in my notes here, it says that if I get when I buy my fish oil, omega-3, fatty fish oils, to make sure that it's not in a clear container. You want to make sure that it's in a dark container. I have that here in my notes, so I'm sharing that with you because evidently it is important. Else I wouldn't have it in my notes. But fish and fish oil is very good for EPA and DEA. Berries. Okay, I love berries. Yeah. I did finish off my blueberries yesterday. That's good because I didn't want them to ruin. I had one container in the refrigerator. I forgot and went and bought some more. And I saw the others, they were partially ruined, so I had to throw those away. And I had to rush and eat the others, so I finished those off yesterday. But berries are very, very good to add into your diet, and these are the fruit of choice for myself, besides the avocado. Avocado is a fruit. And I eat all of the berries. If I want strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, or blackberries. I believe that blackberries are supposed to be the highest in the calorie content, I believe. But I eat them all. And I still say, even if you're eating berries, you still have to eat them in moderation because you can't eat too many berries also. So make sure if you're eating berries, make sure that you're eating your berries in moderation. I made some strawberry ice cream, y'all. It was so good and so delicious. It was the bomb. I made it out of the keto chow, like I said I was going to do the other day. I have that in a video that I'm working on also, but I hope to get these videos up today. Seem like I have so much to do. I go out dashing during the day, several times during the day, because sometimes I have to go in the morning or I have to go in the afternoon, and then we have to go back out in the evening. Just depend on how everything went earlier in the day. I, I, it has slowed down for us a lot, the door dashing, and I believe it's because they have so many people that have signed up for door dashing and Uber Eats to do it as a hustle, and a lot of people are doing it as a regular job. A lot of people doing this as a regular job. So, um, and then you get now they have plenty of help. It seems like they will give you these super low orders. $2, they'll give you something $2 for 20 miles if you take it. $7, you think you're getting a good order. Oh, $10, you get ready to hit that button. Oh, 31 miles for $10. No way. Craziness. So when we first started, well, I don't know if we took everything, but I was like one of the high rated Uber Eats, high rated in DoorDash. I mean, we got the best orders, top priority, top scheduling, the whole works. It was great. But once I started being picky about those orders and saying, no, I'm not doing this, especially after I went through like last year, a couple of old cars doing DoorDash and what is that, Uber Eats. So I said, nope, I'm not gonna tear up my vehicle. I'm not gonna take ridiculous amounts of miles for almost no money. And I saw someone I was watching, but she said, I am worth more than $10. You got that right, sister. We are worth more than $10. And she's a door dasher also. I've got to, before I start throwing out names, make sure of the name of her channel. And I'm going to start coming on and giving shout outs um, to different people who support me and who have, I mean, just given me so much support that they have helped kept me going when I have wanted to quit and when I have wanted to stop. Good morning, M. Ray. I'm so glad that you're here. M. Ray says, good morning, Keto Granny in chat. You are sharing great information this morning. Thanks. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Next, number 9 is pasture raised eggs. It says, I have in my notes here, pasture raised eggs increases GLP-1 and it increases vitamin D. But I was also looking at YouTube earlier this morning, and it was someone on there talking about eggs and for us to make sure of what we are buying. They mentioned that not only on the package of eggs is there a date that shows where it says best to be used by, those other numbers under there mean different things also. One is the packaging date of the egg. It's coded in there, the packaging date of the egg. And I believe the other is how long maybe the egg had been around. But those numbers are very, very important also. So I said next time I go to the store, when I get ready to buy my eggs, I want to make sure that I am getting um, and they explain the different things like the free range, the organic. So I want to make sure I am getting organic pasture raised eggs. Those are the two main things that I want on my eggs: organic and pasture raised, because those seem to be the best. They explain the other different type of ways that they classify the eggs, and those are the best eggs to buy, because one means that they are outside partially, one means that they get to roam around in the pen. Um, all of those classifications of these eggs means something different. So make sure, you know, that you do your research into that. I thought that was very, very interesting, because normally whenever I'm buying anything, I usually just look at the use by date, and that's what I usually go by. Fermented foods. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar, Greek yogurt. These are all fermented foods. And I believe now I used to use the yogurt like as a probiotic. I used yogurt and I ate yogurt, and that was my probiotic. I have two different kinds of sauerkraut in my refrigerator right now that I eat. So when I break my fast this morning, I have some sauerkraut, and I've been adding in sauerkraut to my meals quite often now. I have the sauerkraut, and I have one with caraway seed, and I have a regular sauerkraut. I like the one with the caraway seed the best. I mean, I can't tell the difference in the taste, but I just know I'm getting something a little extra with the caraway seed. So I like the caraway seed the best. Um, Apple cider vinegar, and I gotta add in more apple cider vinegar because I used to take a lot of that, but now just because of some of the medications I take, I don't drink apple cider vinegar like I used to drink apple cider vinegar. So today I'm going to have some apple cider vinegar with some lemon juice. And I still forgot to get my Himalayan pink salt from the store. Let's see. Number 11 is fiber-rich prebiotics. Beans. Beans are very, very good. So they're high as on the list as far as GLP-1. Chicory root was something that they mentioned, and I have in here, and konjac noodles. Now I eat konjac noodles already. I love konjac noodles as far as when I am having spaghetti. They work the best for me. Konjac noodles and I think they're called shirataki noodles, and the pasta zero. That's what I love to make my spaghetti with. As far and if those aren't available, zucchini. Zucchini is great. I have a spiraler. I believe I bought a spiraler since I've been up here. I have one in storage and everything in Seattle, but